Hello everyone, this is Samiran Methi, Senior Lecturer in Computer Engineering Department from Praveen Patil Polytechnic. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'm here with the first chapter, Fundamentals of Data Communication and Computer Network. I hope you guys remember that first chapter will be comprised of two videos. I have already uploaded the first video. This is the second video and the last video for chapter number 1. So file sharing, as you can see, with the help of computer networks, we could share files on remote locations as well. For example, if I want to send a file from Mumbai to San Francisco, that is being possible with the help of computer network. So that is what file sharing is all about. So network file sharing is the process of copying files from one computer to another using a live network connection. Any file can be centrally stored and can be used by more than one user by sharing it. File sharing requires a shared directory or disk drive to which many users can access over a network. So whatever file we need to share, that should be stored in a shared directory or a disk, and that particular disk should be accessible to each and every user connected via a network. So this is a small computer network for file sharing. As you can see, a file is being copied from computer 1 to computer 2 with the help of any network cable. It could be twisted pair, it could be coaxial, fiber optic, and so on. Now these are some advantages of file sharing. Easy and simply share data and information on network, in the sense it is easy to use, easy access of information and data. Disadvantages is it is less secure, because a network is an unsecured place and any hacker or an unauthorized user can get access to that particular file, so it is less secure. And conflicting problem arise, in the sense many users are trying to get hold of that similar file, right? So conflicting problems can arise, in the sense I'll use it, at the same time other user will say no, I'll use it, and so on. So such types of difficulties could arise in file sharing. So like file sharing is an option with the help of computer network. We could share resources as well, fine. We have discussed that in the previous video. So we could two types of resources could be shared with the help of network. We could share hardware resources like printer, scanner, or we could share software resources like drivers, or any for example MS Office. Or MS Office is a default software available in Windows, but apart from that there are many softwares that could be used with the help of computer network. So sharing hardware resources, in the sense, for example, if you remember, in case if there are 10 PCs in a lab, so we need not use 10 printers for those 10 PCs. In the sense, we could use one printer that is connected to a server, and that particular printing facility could be used by each and every computer in a lab. That is nothing but sharing hardware resources. In the sense, you could see this diagram. Here we have 4 systems, and only one printer is available via these 4 systems or across these 4 systems, and any of this system could use a printing facility. That is what hardware resources sharing is all about. Similarly, we could share software resources, like in the sense, if you could see in this diagram, these 3 devices are connected to a server, and in that particular server we have various softwares like database files, spreadsheets, presentation. In a single PC we have this softwares, but due to networking facility, each and every user or a system connected to a particular network can use these softwares efficiently. That is what sharing of software resources is all about. This is a specific example of printer sharing. Printer sharing is the best example of network resource sharing. It allows you to share costly, higher quality printer among network users. The most common way of sharing printer is to use printer queue on a server. In the sense, we have to use a driver of a particular printer, whatever printer we are using in a lab, right? And that particular driver should be downloaded on a server, and that particular printer should be connected to a server, and accordingly with the help of networking we could use printing facility by any of the systems connected to a network. I hope the point is clear, and in case of doubts you could post a comment on Google Classroom. And apart from that, we have an experiment of printer sharing, that with the help of one printer, and for example we have 10 PCs, then how we could connect that particular printer to a network, in the sense any of the system connected to a network can use the printing facility. We have a practical for the same. In that situation you will get a thorough idea how printer sharing works. These are some of the advantages and disadvantages of printer sharing. It allows to share costly network. It reduces cost because you need not use 10 printers for 10 systems. In fact, if you'll use one printer for 10, 20, 30 systems, it allows users to place printer at any convenient place. Now, for example, if there is quite a place in the beginning of the lab, right, so their printer will be stored, and from with the help of a network you could print, or you could use a printing facility from any of the systems connected to that printer. Disadvantage of printer sharing, in the sense each user must wait its turn. For example, if PC1 has given a print, right, then PC2 has given its print, then PC3 has given its print, so the printer queue will be generated, in the sense firstly system 1's printer will be generated, then system 2's, then system 3's, and so on. So this is quite a disadvantage, I could say, as far as printer sharing is concerned. Server performance is reduced when printer is connected to a server, obviously, because that particular printer needs to communicate with each and every system connected to a network. So sometimes load balancing issues could happen. So that is what they are trying to convey. These are some classifications of network. We have LAN, local area network, metropolitan area network, WAN, CAN, PAN, and that is dependent on geography. I mean, depending on the area it is serving, that is nothing but a classification of network by their geography, and classification of network by their component role, what role they are addressing. That is, in case if that situation is considered, then we have peer-to-peer network and client-server network. So this is a personal area network, in the sense we could say in our homes we have a Wi-Fi, and in Wi-Fi, with the help of that Wi-Fi, that particular Wi-Fi is connected to an internet, to laptop as well, to mobiles as well, to desktop as well, and so on. This is campus area network. For example, we have Shankar Narayan Education Trust campus, right? So that particular campus could use campus area network to serve each and every system connected to that particular campus. This is local area network. For example, in our labs we have local area network. We have switches, those switches are connected to each of the systems, and that particular switch is connected via router to connect to an internet. That is a detailed aspect of networking that will be covered exhaustively in coming videos. Till then, you could remember that in our lab we have 10 PCs, and those 10 PCs are connected via switch to form a local area network. Then this is difference between LAN, MAN and WAN. LAN stands for local area network, wide area network, metropolitan area network, right? And meaning is a computer network that interconnects PCs within a limited area. So that is what is important. For a limited area such as office, we could use LAN, right? But when the geographical area is quite large, then we need to use WAN. And if the geographical area is moderate, then we need to use MAN, that is metropolitan area network. Covers small geographical area, covers large geographical area, covers larger than LAN but smaller than WAN. Error rates is lowest. In case of WAN it is highest, and in case of MAN it is moderate. And ownership of LAN is by private companies or individuals, established under distributed ownership, in the sense a single entity cannot own a WAN. It is that huge, so the ownership is distributed. And in case of MAN, it could be private or public. Equipment cost as far as LAN is concerned is inexpensive, but as far as WAN is concerned, obviously it is expensive because a large area has to be covered, and in case of MAN it is moderately expensive. Then designing LAN takes small geographical area into consideration, so it is easier to design. But MAN and WAN are difficult to design. Examples are in offices, cyber cafe, we could use LAN, then for internet we have to use WAN, and for ATMs, FDDIs we could use MAN, and setup cost is lower in case of WAN, it is higher, and in case of MAN it is moderate. So this is peer-to-peer network. Peer-to-peer network in the sense each system is connected to every other system in a network. I hope the point is clear. For example, if there are 10 PCs, so PC1 is connected to every other 9 PC, PC2 is connected to every other 9 PC. That is what peer-to-peer model is all about. This is server-based network. Here client is connected to a server, or server is connected to a client, but not every client is connected to each other. So this is what it differs from peer-to-peer. I hope the point is clear. And regarding the difference we have in peer-to-peer, all the computers connect directly with any other computer, but in client client to client communication cannot take place. It could take place, but that too via server. For example, client 1 wants to connect to client 2, so client 1 will initiate a connection to server, server will initiate a connection to client 2, and via server they could communicate with each other. Regarding peer-to-peer, it is of low cost. As far as server-based architecture is concerned, it is very high cost, and in peer-to-peer we have decentralized form of networking architecture. There is no central figure in peer-to-peer, but as far as client server is concerned, there is a central figure known as server. Peer-to-peer are best suited for homes or very small office setups, but client server works for a large setups, right? And in peer-to-peer architecture, access to network is not centrally controlled because we don't have any server over here, but in server-based architecture, central control is there, that too of a server. Are generally simpler and less expensive peer-to-peer architecture, but as far as server-based architecture is concerned, they are expensive and are generally more complex, and each user need to take his or own backup because there is no server who will take care of the backup. But in client server, user need not take backup because server has the backup, and it is poor performance for large number of users. But as far as client server is concerned, due to centralizing tendency or centralization by server, it is suited for large number of users. So this was it regarding chapter number 1. I'll soon upload chapter number 2. Till then, take care. Bye.